Hello, hello, beautiful creatives. I have a 4 sketchbook tour for you this week, and I have my Etcher watercolor journal, my art creations process journal, and this was a Moleskine. This actually used to be my favorite kind of process journal, and I still really love these soft color moleskins. So this is another process journal. And then because so many of you have asked, I decided to do my emotion journal. And I just blocked off, I pinned a couple of pages together that I won't show because I felt that they might be too triggering. And I know that there are some family members that watch my channel and don't comment or support it in any way, but it wouldn't probably good for them to see a couple of the pages. So this is what I have for you this week, and let's start with the Etcher watercolor journal. So this is their smallest journal. It goes from 11/2019 to 12/2022. Let's see, what I will probably do, depending on how long it takes me to flip through, is I will start with flipping through and chatting about different pages, and then maybe I will go back through at the end and flip through to music and leave chapter notes down below. So if you're the type of person that really prefers to only see the flip throughs to music, you'll be able to hit that chapter, that timestamp, and just go to that part. Here is the Etcher watercolor. I love doing these little thumbnails, really quick, tiny paintings. I think they're fun to do. This was actually a mixed media piece. I'm not sure what I used on that. I love this sky. I think that's a really beautiful sky. More expressive skies. Little winter scene. This was 11/13/19. Love the long shadows. I've actually sold quite a few prints of some of these through my Etsy shop. Sometimes I put prints up of different pages that I've done in my sketchbook, and then I only sell a few prints and then I take them down and don't put them up again. I love this one. So if you ever see a painting in one of my sketchbooks that you would like to purchase a print of, let me know and I can put it up in my Etsy shop. I really like this one a lot. I love that dramatic sky. More little thumbnails. Expressive, lots of gestural mark making in these, lots of scratching into the paper. This Etcher paper takes a lot of abuse. This is down near, I live in southern Vermont, and this is down by the Connecticut River. The forsythia bushes in the spring. I like this one, really simple. Some pastoral scenes. This was supposed to be like stormy, rainy weather down by the river and some farm fields up in Westminster. And my husband's breakfast. This was actually for one of the Strata challenges, the Strata easel challenges that they do on social media. This was my zinnias in my garden. Just some playing around. Loose watercolor. More testing out colors and playing. This one I like a lot too, sort of monochromatic. Stormy sky. I guess I was practicing a lot of stormy skies back then. No dates on those. Oh, this one I did, I'm pretty sure I did over a video on over at the tiny house this winter. Yeah. Those were kind of fun little Christmassy holiday. Yeah, some of these I showed you guys in a video over by the tiny house that I did over. This is the one actually I painted at the tiny house. It was cold that day too. No heat in there. Just had an electric heater hooked up. Playing with long shadows again. Oh, this was testing out some materials, testing out old brushes to see if I wanted to keep them or send them on their way. I have such a hard time throwing out old brushes. This is, again, says testing brushes. And this is another one from this winter, around Christmas time. This is testing out different colors. And that is it for that one. This one is May 2022 to February 2023. And this is a process journal. This is my art creations journal. These are the ones where I always just really feel free. These are my Moleskines, are the ones that I really feel free to explore and just play and have some fun. This was Liquitex markers, those big chunky Liquitex paint pens. This looks like gouache maybe. This was after a friend of mine's painting that she did. It inspired me to do a version of my husband and I dancing. Just sort of an abstract, using up a palette cleanup painting. That's what I kind of call those. This is those King Art and Shuttle Art gel pens. Also, I have a brand called Quick Sticks. This looks like it was just luminance with maybe some Tombow marker in the background. This is a mix of everything. Caran d'Ache, Tombow, maybe some of the gel pen and Neocolor 2s. This is the Liquitex paint pens. This is probably a mix of things. I'm not sure. Looks like maybe the Liquitex. Oh, this might have been Posca because it kind of Poscas kind of tear up this paper. And this is a mix of everything. This is a favorite place, Ludlow, Lowell Lake in Ludlow, that my husband and I go to each fall. There's all these little empty cabins up there. Used to be a camp of some kind. This was when I first got the Quick Sticks. I forget if this is part of the Quick Sticks set or the Shuttle Art set, but they have flesh tones, all different kinds of flesh tones. So I thought I would just do some quick faces of those. So again, just mixing all those mediums together and playing. Same here. These were created, most of these gel stick ones were created in my art nest when I wasn't feeling well, just downstairs in the living room. The gel sticks are so easy to play with. This is just mixing Tombow markers and luminance color pencils. And just more mixed media from my art nest when I really didn't have the energy to create, but just really loose, you know, really feeling the need to be expressive, but not wanting to put a lot of thought in it, and just being really free with whatever I created. These were those gel sticks. I just love those gel sticks, you guys. This one is metallic. I don't know if that'll show on the video, but those gel sticks are amazing. They really are. I'll put links to those below the video. This is another one with the gel sticks. Some of them dry immediately. I believe the Quick Sticks and the Shuttle Art sticks, tempera sticks, dry immediately, but the King Art sticks are water workable. You know, if you put them down, you have a few minutes that you can work them with water. This is the same, those gel sticks. Maybe some luminance pencil in there too. just messing around, being expressive. This is a mixture of all kinds of things. The gel sticks, Neocolor, Caran d'Ache, luminance pencils. Same with this. Same with this. It looks like I pushed the paper a little too far in some areas here. Surprising how much this paper does take, though. It's doing some expressive portraits. You can see how the king art, so the shuttle art and the quick sticks, dry, but the king art doesn't completely dry. It dries a lot more than like pastel, but it still can be transferred. So I just started leaving that other page blank. I kind of like the shadow image, mirror image of that. Some more play with mixed media. Same here. Looks like I'm still using the gel sticks. She was done with, that might have been Tombow and Caran d'Ache. Same with that. Looks like it was Tombow and Caran d'Ache luminance pencils. This is my Graph Gear 1000 pencil. More mixed media. This looks like it was gouache. This is the gel sticks. These are so freeing to play with. They go on like lipstick. They go on so smooth, and they're chunky, so you can't have a lot of control or get really fussy. So you have these really wonderful loose paintings. I just love them. This was gouache. I really love this. I should do a print of this. Just fooling around. Working on figures. I think this was someone on the Sketchy app. If you've never looked at Sketchy, it's a place where people upload photos of themselves or photos they've taken of other people, and you can draw them for free. And then people tag the people that they've drawn. I've put photos of me up before, and people have drawn me. I did some photos of Dawn, and I also love to go in there and draw some of the different people that posts pictures. This was the Kiritaki paints. Just a little illustration in graphite. This is probably Tombow and Luminance and Prismacolor colored pencil. This looks like it was marker. Graphite. Looks like that's Toshi. Sometimes Toshi and Nico are hard to tell apart, but that's Toshi. Just more expressive play. I actually really love this. Playing with my markers. More mixed media, marker and pencil, colored pencil. Same here. This is all Art Nest stuff. Almost everything that I do in these art creation books is done in my Art Nest. I keep it down there, and I rarely do anything in these in the studio. These are my sort of my sacred little sketchbooks that I keep in that Art Nest space for when I need to create and I'm having health flare-ups. This was kind of fun because this was sort of a joke, like a illustration of a domestic kitty, and then this was a sketch of the bobcat that we saw in our yard. I posted a video of that. Such a beautiful animal. This is with that big chunky clutch with the graphite lead in it. It has the red lead in it now, but this was with the graphite lead. This was with that clutch. Same here. I love this one. Love both of these, actually. And doing some figurative work with that big, thick lead, because you just have so little control when you're using a lead that thick. Makes it fun. This is with the red lead. These were two. This is Nico when he was sick. And the paper bag was done with the red. And this is Tombow and Prismacolor and Caran d'Ache colored pencils. My graft gear. I meant to paint this and I never did. And these are some loose expressive skies that I posted on Patreon, on my Patreon account. I love these with gouache. These were fun. I need to do this again. This was actually a mono print I did from my palette, a palette cleanup. This was done with that big thick graphite. And then the end of my book is usually notes and test pages. So that is the end of that one. I absolutely love these sketchbooks. So this is my Moleskine, and I love these. These are what I used before I used the art creations. I used to use the soft cover Moleskine and the hardcover ones. And yeah, this is 522 to 1022. So this one was used up pretty quickly. Some of these, oh, this was from Emma Carlisle's drawing Patreon. On her Patreon she has drawing zooms, and that's what this was from. This was a 7-minute drawing. This was a 7-minute drawing. The timed drawings are so much fun. This was 7 minutes. This was 15 minutes. I didn't even manage to get color on it. Some of them have been doing it for so long and they're so good that they can get a fully colored image on even the shortest drawing sessions. This one was 15 minutes. This one was 20 minutes. This was just me drawing my boys. This was a 20-minute Zoom from Emma's Patreon. I like this one actually. This was trying to get the shape of my dog's face right. This one is the closest. This one and this one. He has that weird sort of shape that I just couldn't get. So I was doing all these contour drawings, just trying to nail it down. This was a 10-minute sketch from Emma's Patreon. Oh, this was a plein air, actually. I rarely go out and do plein air with colored pencils and markers. But I did that day, and it was so, and I was testing them over here. It was so stinking cold that day, so it was a quick session. Just more expressive, mixed media. This was part of some kind of art challenge. I don't remember what it was, though. This was just a woman. Maybe it was from the Sketchy app. I'm not sure where I got the reference picture, but I just adored her. And I loved it as a drawing, and then I went and colored it in with colored pencil, and I'm not that crazy of it colored in. I almost wished I left it as just a drawing. This is another sketch using just one luminance Caran d'Ache. This is the Liquitex markers. I wonder if that's the same woman. No, maybe different lady. But I loved this picture. She was serving, you know, had this big bowl of food and there were people around her and she was serving. And I thought that was so much fun. Oh, Faber-Castell watercolor markers. Miscellaneous drawings. This looks like some idea I had for some kind of a intuitive, expressive painting, but I don't remember what it was. Chairs are hard. I've done different studies on chairs through the years, and chairs are tricky. Got to really focus on the negative space. Oh, this was when we were doing the farmer's market, selling prints and art paintings. These were the people across from us. This was an interior from, oh, Carlos, I can't think of his last name, but I asked permission to draw and paint some of his interiors, and he allowed me to do that. I really love his interior shots. Some life drawings. Oh, this is one I actually did a painting of. I later developed it into a painting, and I absolutely love how the painting came out. This looks like you can see through the page how much pressure I put on this. Really dug into this paper. This Moleskine paper does take more abuse than you'd think it would be for a lightweight paper. More Tombow and luminance. Oh, this was from the summer when we were sleeping out in the tent on the deck because of the mold, and the bear was coming around. So I drew the bear, playing with figures again. Oh, some notes on figure drawing. I think this was from a life drawing session. Contour drawings of people. This was when I was doing some sort of surreal, expressive paintings. I was coming up with different ideas for paintings. I actually painted this one. Love how this one came out as a painting. I never did this one. I meant to do that one, and I never did. I should go back through my sketchbooks more, because I come up with all these ideas and then I don't follow. Oh, I painted this one, The Girl in the Bell Jar. And that one, I really love how that came out. So there's good inspiration. This is from my living room, sitting in my art nest. It's my view of the living room. And this is in our living room. This was another one for an expressive sort of surrealism painting. I never did. I did paint this one, though. Yeah, I meant to paint that one. Maybe I move on from my sketchbooks too fast. Maybe I should go back. And these were just, it looks like the rest of these are just testing out colors. These are the King Art gel sticks. Swatching out the different colors. These were the quick sticks. Trying I don't know if that's supposed to be a fox or a coyote. Swatching something in blues and purples. Probably my Prismacolor or Caran d'Ache. Oh yeah, just doing swatching of, oh, these were the Derwent drawing pencils. And these are the Prismacolors. Yeah, okay, so that's that one. And then the big one. 2019 to 2023. So this is what I call my emotion journal. Under here it says look at her, with a little eye and an arrow, and then that flips up to a picture that very much reminded me of how I looked when I was a child. A little peek under that window shows a heart with a cross. And then there is some from Ashes, A Crown of Beauty. I won't read all of the things that are on here, but I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. This reminded me of a picture of my dad and I. My dad committed suicide when I was 9 years old. And this is an actual picture of me that I painted and collaged over. Want to give or get, a sign of trust. And then she's hiding behind a tree and hugging the tree. And there's a door over here. Who knows where that door leads? In this one, I just took a stencil and drew out these sections and then filled the sections with words. This one says, there is so much good you can do when you get out of your own way. Be at one with nature. Make a joyful noise. Sing God's praises. Our God is an awesome God. You are loved. Be of good cheer and joy. And a lot of these start out as palette cleanup pages. So I'll just smear paint on and then I'll take it further. And this has collage. I wish you could feel the texture. This has all kinds of stuff glued on it and then just painted over and scratched into. This is collaged pieces, torn paper, and then sort of making shapes out of them. These pages, some of them are so thick with the collage. This is a journal that had very thin pages, but they're made so thick. This is just some expressive writing, some automatic writing. And then this, I made a fold-out page, so I glued the pages so that it would have a fold-out. And this is a piece that I really love, and it was totally intuitive. Just had no plan. It just sort of progressed. These were some collage papers that I had that I tore and glued on. Looks like there's some crinkled up tissue paper glued onto there. Looks like some old pattern pieces, clothing pattern pieces glued on. All kinds of things and mixed media to make a spread like this. And the elephant is crying, and this is sort of reminiscent of Jacob's ladder. A bleeding heart. And is this from his tears or a cleansing river? I don't know. This had very many layers on it, and I guarantee you that under the layer of all this paint was a whole bunch of swear words. There's sometimes when, especially with, an autoimmune disease, chronic pain, grief, trauma, so many different things in life. It doesn't even matter what the source of your pain is. Whatever it is, there are times when it feels absolutely unbearable. And when it does, for me personally, the only thing I can do is show up on a page and just swear my brains out. Just write all the words that you're not supposed to say as a good Christian woman. And then I will just paint over it. And then whatever comes, sometimes an image comes and sometimes words come at the end, but I will heal from this, was what came. Oh, it almost brings tears to my eyes even still, because it was such an emotional time for me. Just collage. Oops. Oh, I skipped this one. This one actually had notes of what the different things mean in this. This one came through with a lot of symbolism and meaning for me. I don't know. I'll see if I want to read what it says. So the chalice equals God / Jesus. He is collecting my tears, and it's coming out of a stigmata. So, would that be Christ's hand, I suppose? Tears from my wounds. Oh, okay. Tears from my wounds are pouring out of the stigmata into the chalice. The bleeding heart into a lake of blood. Black, disconnected, and broken threads. My relationship. Oops, I'm not going to say. I hope I'm not showing this paper of a relative. Let's see. My wounded hand reaching out from my heart for love. This might be more than I meant to share during this, but we'll see if I leave my voice in here. Let's see. God's love, gold thread. Oh yeah, there's a gold thread wraps around my heart, protecting and loving me. I need to notice and allow it in. And then opening myself to God like a chalice to be filled with his love and healing power. When I am filled with his love, there is no room for fear, hate, self-loathing, and negative energy. So that was a pretty powerful spread. And then this was just collage, which sometimes that's just very relaxing to do. Perhaps out of old books. I used to, when I got out, I actually don't get out anymore, really. I very rarely leave the house, but when I used to go to like fairs and things like that, or tag sales, I used to collect old books and rip out pages. Sadly, I had to throw my collection out when we started our mold remediation. And then just expressive writing, notes to myself, layers and layers of mixed media. This is another painting, surrealist expressionism with symbols. Yeah, this is just another, who knows if this started with a palette cleanup or what it is, but just expressing myself. More mixed media. The struggle for the soul takes faith. Boy, isn't that true. More mixed media and surrealistic expressionist paintings. There's little spiders crawling all around the base of this lighthouse, and a raven at the top, gold threads, footprints walking towards the water. Oh, maybe it's her footprints and she got into the boat and then she's letting go of this skull, this sort of demon, this weeping demon. She's just letting go of the thread that holds that, and she's sailing off into this beautiful, beautiful scene. This was inks. I just literally dropped inks on one page and then folded it over, and that was my creative session for the day, and I love it. I think it's beautiful. This was just actually a still life that I did of some of my belongings, so that seems kind of out of place in this journal. This was something I started and never finished. That's another thing to do, is just draw little circles and then fill them in with some kind of mark. It's very meditative. Another sort of Jacob's Ladder theme, ascending, the thread coming down from heaven or God or whatever you're comfortable saying into the heart. And this person is in flames, suffering in some way, but the healing thread is connecting their heart to God's. And there is a way out. Another expressive painting. More expressive work. Clarity and energy. I remember this was at a time when my energy was so bad I literally could not get up. I couldn't cook. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even really art. So I just glued some deli paper down on this and used some Stabilo to make marks. And it was sort of a prayer. I was praying for energy and clarity. More mixed media. And this one is a couple of pages that I decided I'm not going to show. And this is just expression, you know, just pure expression. There may be layers of writing under this. I don't remember. Palette cleanup page or just pure expression. More just writing, and this looks like Stabilo. Stabilos are great for really getting out strong emotions. They're so fat. If you don't know what Stabilos are, this is what they look like, and they're water soluble. So you can use them either as they are. This is the Stabilo Woody, or you can wet them with water. More expressive work. The crows and the ravens are a reoccurring theme in my work. My studio is called Crow House Studio. I've always felt that it's a totem animal of mine. This is some more. This was actually the Liquitex paint markers when I was first playing with those. And this still life just actually doesn't even feel like it belongs in this. I'm not sure why I ended up deciding to do that in there. It's very beautiful, but... And then these are a couple of more pages that I decided I won't show. Just more either palette cleanup page or just expressing. This one I actually did, I believe, on a YouTube video. This was the Liquitex markers that I used. Those are fun to use. This was probably Stabilo. This looks like it might have been gouache. Oppressive fatigue, rest, self-love, self-care. Self-love equals rest. Connect to spirit, pray, meditate, be kind to yourself. Don't push so hard. Seeing red. This was another spread where I just was really struggling and having a difficult time, and grabbed the Stabilos and some of the Daler Rowney, I forget what they're called, but they're liquid marker, paint markers, and did the outlining on that. And, you know, it really helps. It really helps to do those kind of paintings. This was around the same time. And I remember taking every medium that I could reach on my table and writing over and over again, so angry, so angry. And I just wrote it over and over and over again. I did it in paint, I did it in markers, I did it in pens, just wrote it over and over and over again to get it out. This one was with the gel pens. These gel pens are amazing. This was, I'm not even sure what this was. Oh, I think this was Liquitex. I think I did this for my Patreon. Yeah, my Patreon subscribers. I did this painting for them, sort of a mixed media expressive thing. Oh, and I did this for my Patreon people. Yeah, I think I did a process video of this for my patrons. It was funny how this evolved. This started out as something completely different. And I fought it for a while because I was trying to keep it abstract, and this imagery just really wanted to come out. So the salmon came out, and we had just watched a documentary on salmon. This might have been something that I did for my patrons too, for my Patreon subscribers. I think it might be on there too. This is just Stabilo. You know, I love Stabilo. It's just when you got nothing in you to create and your energy is so low, just grab a couple of big fat Stabilos and go at it. It's just nothing more satisfying than that. And that is the end of my emotion journal. Goodbye. 2023. I can't believe this is done. I mean, this started in 2019, so this has been with me for quite a while. So it's something to see it come to completion. I should take these paper clips out of here, though. But yeah, I'm gonna have to find another journal to use as my emotion journal. So I hope you guys enjoyed that sketchbook tour. I will try to go back and do a flip through to music.
Just take a look at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end? Nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do is take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. You think if they said it, then they must mean it. So you should feel it. Somehow you think that you need it. Others' opinions to know how you're feeling, to know if you're losing or winning, left behind or within it. If you're sinking or swimming, existing or living, nothing that they could nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain away. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it don't. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you won't. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. But we could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want. We could be everything, everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be anything that we want. Tell me something I haven't heard before. 'Cause I'm restless and I'm dying to know more. Show me something I haven't seen before. 'Cause I'm tired of the same boats, the same shore. It's time, my friend, to leave this hell behind us. We got everything we need to make a change. I can't keep pretending I'm right where I wanna be. I'm hopelessly in need of better days. 'Cause I'm too young to face the end, but I'm old enough to start again. And I still got time. The world is trying to pin me down, but I'm running at the speed of light. And I still got time. Yeah, still got time. Give me something worth fighting for. 'Cause my heartbeat has been silent for too long. Tell me one thing, are you happy, are you satisfied? I know that you know when you're done. It's time, my friend, to leave this hell behind us. We got everything we need to make a change. I can't keep pretending I'm right where I wanna be. I'm hopelessly in need of better days. 'Cause I'm too young to face the end, but I'm old enough to start again. And I still got time. The world is trying to pin me down, but I'm running at the speed of light. And I still got time. Blood's running through my veins, still got a little time in me.
If you're still watching at this point, let's see, type art journal in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed seeing these, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, guys, have a great week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.